it's one of the most frustrating aspects of applying. The first thing I say is stop applying. First of all, the fact that you're applying to so many places is in itself a problem. It indicates a lack of targeting or focus. So stop, take a step back. So your step one is to really come back to yourself and say, what exact job, right, am I applying for? Job search requires focus. So you want to get clear on your own job needs based on your skills, based on your experience, right? Based on where you're going in your career, but be very clear about the job. Once you get clear about the job, your next step is to scan the market, right? Because no matter what the talent you have, if there's no demand for it, then you won't get a job. Yes. So your next step is to ask the questions, where are the opportunities? Who is hiring? What are they hiring for? Businesses that I may serve, what are their needs? You must get very clear on where the opportunities are. So step one, stop. Step two, what are your job needs? What job are you really looking for? Step three, what does the market need? Not just what does the market need, but having discovered what the market needs, the next question is, how do I match those needs, or how can I meet those needs? And then from there, you identify, I've been talking about competitive advantage over the last week or so over on my LinkedIn profile, right? There are many people who can do the same general thing that you can do, but where you can compete is when you narrow, your field, right? And where you're competing to what matches your own unique skills and abilities in solving a problem. So you must then come back and ask yourself, what's my competitive advantage? What unique bundle of characteristics and skills, right, will most best serve this smaller subset of the market? Very important. Then you define your positioning. Once you have done that, then you can go back and say, so now where are the job ads? As an, for starters, who is advertising? Study the job description, whether it's a job ad or whether it's an opening you got to know about directly. Whichever one it is, there's a job description. Study the JD very carefully and tailor your strengths, your skills, and your experience to match their criteria. We've always said it, right? One CV or one resume cannot fit all, cannot, right? I suspect from people who are doing multiple applications, many people just keep recycling the same applications. And the whole point, let me tell you, from the employer's point of view, from when you've advertised a job, your first task as the recruiter is to eliminate people, because you want, to shortlist. And how do you eliminate people? You pick those who most closely match, the criteria you have specified. In fact, if you look properly at a job ad, you will find that there are some criteria that they put essential, and there are some that they put preferred, right? And typically the first task is everybody who does not have essential, you remove them first, right? Then you start to fine tune down the road. What does that mean for you as a candidate or as an applicant? It then means you must take the time to match what they say they are looking for and to make it easy, right, for someone who is doing the shortlisting to pick you out. Which brings me to the next point. In addition to tailoring your strengths, your skills, and experience to match criteria, you must optimize your resume for both the applicant tracking system, which is how most employers or recruiters receive the applications online, as well as the human eye. In terms of the applicant tracking system, what you need to do is to match the keywords, the criteria, as I said, that they are looking for. So the things that, like, when a recruiter presses search, right, in an ATS or on LinkedIn or wherever else, the first thing that the search engine does is are the keywords in your title, how often are those keywords repeated throughout your resume? Do you match, those criteria? Just as you're doing it, just think of, oh, somebody is searching. If they're searching, what will they, therefore it means that you look at the job ad, you look at the words that they've used, right, and try and match those in your resume, right? Then for the human eye, your resume needs to be easy to read, right? Which means no blocks of text, make use of bullets, make use of space so that it's really, really easy to, and then structure it in a way that presents the information they're looking for, right? First and very easily. I mean, doing optimizing your resume is one step out of my 9-step job search process, and I do an um, in-depth instruction, step-by-step instruction on how to get it done, so that every time someone looks at your resume, they select you because you've done the right things, right? So once you've optimized your resume, chances are that you catch the attention of either the ATS or the human eyes. The other mistake I see people make with their resume is that they're listing their responsibilities. Listen, you are trying to grab attention, so your main thing is to go for impact. What do I mean by that? Instead of saying I can do this, I can do that, right, you bring your accomplishments, not your responsibilities, your accomplishments. When you state an accomplishment, usually verified by your quantification, right? What you're saying, so the I can organize events, or I'm responsible for planning events, is a different statement from I have organized events. Um, I've organized 50 events with 200 participants. Can you see the difference? Your accomplishments speaks to the fact that you not only can do it, but you can successfully do it and have achieved results doing it. So think impact, accomplishments, not responsibilities. And then we then go to it. So if you're just looking at the resume, we've kind of covered it. But then you must also go to your strategy. One of the biggest points of frustration is when you're just applying cold. I always say that in terms of ranking, right, for successful job search, applying online to a job ad or applying via LinkedIn is much less successful than when you apply through a referral, for one simple reason. For every job ad, there's an average of 250 applicants, right? But if you're applying through a referral, it's much warmer. It's somebody who knows your work, that's talking to the hiring manager and saying, I know this person is fairly competent. That way your your resume, your application gets more tailored attention, or closer attention. That is why I often advise my job search people, your strategy should be 80% building a warm network to get referrals and 20% other types of job search activity. I can't go into detail, but I just know that a key, point of frustration for people, or a key cause of the frustration, is that you are making this cold. Too many of your applications are going out cold. So consider switching your strategy. All right. And so that's it. Optimize, understand what the market needs, optimize yourself and your resume to match what the market needs, and apply to warm sources. Change your approach so that you minimize rejection and frustration.